You have spent lifetimes chasing the brightness, seeking applause, praise, the floodlight of approval, while the darker parts of you cower in hidden corners, uninvited and unacknowledged. You believe illumination belongs only to the safe, the polished, the perfected. But every spark you've ever conjured was born from the tinder of your own shadow. Today you will step into that darkness not to banish it, but to greet it as your fiercest ally, and in doing so you will unlock a radiance no floodlight could ever rival. You draw a slow breath and close your eyes, feeling the quiet thrum of your heart against the hush of the room. You sense the undercurrents of your mind, the judgments you bury, the pains you numb, the impulses you scorn. Each is a door you have kept firmly shut. You picture yourself standing before a black curtain, its heavy folds concealing a realm you've never dared traverse. You know this curtain marks the boundary between who you pretend to be and who you truly are. You reach toward its edge and your fingertips graze the velvety darkness. You pause, the breath trembling in your throat. You have been taught to fear the unknown, but you remember that fear itself can be a compass. It draws the line between where you've been and where you haven't yet ventured. You lean forward and pull the curtain aside, and the darkness spills in, welcoming you like an old friend. You step through. In the absence of light, your other senses awaken. You feel the contours of your inner landscape, the cool echo of long-held regrets, the soft pulse of hidden desires, the electric tremor of unspoken anger. Each sensation is a thread leading you deeper, urging you to acknowledge the parts of yourself you've called unworthy. You resist the urge to shrink away. Instead, you let the darkness fold around you, wrapping you in its silent embrace. You recognize the shape ahead, your younger self, trembling with shame over a misstep you can still feel in your bones. You reach out, voice soft and urgent. I see you. I honor you. You step closer and let your own shadow merge with theirs, weaving a single silhouette that stands taller than either alone. You understand in that moment that every misstep, every shame, every secret wound has fueled the furnace of your evolving strength. You wander further into your subterranean terrain, where envy festers as a green ember beneath the cold ash of comparison. You kneel before its faint glow and whisper, "Thank you for revealing what I truly crave." You let your envy speak its truth, the longing to be more, to contribute more, to matter more. You do not judge its heat. You harness it as kindling, adding momentum to your fire rather than extinguishing its raw intensity. You iron out the furrows of guilt that run like rivulets across the cavern floor. You step into those streams and let them wash over your feet. You feel the sting of old remorse, but you do not recoil. You welcome the cleansing, knowing that forgiveness is not a pardon granted by others, but a release you gift yourself. You raise your arms and let the guilt flow down your body, cooling at your ankles like dark water you can now navigate rather than be drowned by. You continue onward until you come upon an alcove where fear trembles in the darkness like a captive bird. You crouch and extend a hand, your voice a gentle incantation. "I am here. I will not harm you." The trembling subsides as you cradle the fear to your chest, feeling its heartbeat against your own. You realize that every courageous step you've taken was lit by the very instinct that now quivered in your arms. You love it for its vigilance and vow to use its energy to protect, not to imprison. Now your path leads upward, toward a faint pinprick of light at the far end of this underworld. You follow that glimmer, feeling the warmth grow at your back. Every shadow you have befriended transforms into a motley procession. Regret, envy, guilt, fear, all walking beside you, their burdens lifted by your acknowledgement. They march with you into the chamber of illumination, where the single bulb of truth swings gently and casts a golden pool on the floor. You stand in that light, the shadows you carried pooling at your feet like devoted allies. You breathe deep and open your arms wide, welcoming the flood of clarity, courage, authenticity that pours in. You feel every cell ignite with an inner glow that no external source could ever replicate. You understand now, the light you have sought was born from the totality of your dark. It is not fragile or borrowed, it is molten, elemental, forged by your own fierce compassion. You let the glow seep into your limbs, warming the places that once ran cold with self-rejection. You feel your stance widen, your chest rise, your voice deepen. You speak aloud, "I am whole in shadow and in light." The echoes of your affirmation ripple through the cavern, affirming each truth you have reclaimed. The darkness and the brightness entwine, no longer separate realms but a single radiant tapestry. You step beyond the threshold you first opened and emerge back into the world you know, carrying that integrated brilliance in your chest. Every surface now reflects both shadow and light. Your face in a mirror, the contours of a path at dawn, the expressions in another's eyes. You no longer flinch from darkness nor long for empty praise. You stand luminous in your authenticity, a living testament to the power of embracing every part of yourself. You walk forward and each footprint blazes with that inner flame. You will meet challenges. Doubt will beckon you back into hiding, temptation will promise safety behind the curtain once more, but you have learned the secret. To step into your shadow is to step into your light. You will draw both forward with every choice, every breath, every bold declaration of self.